Change of plans. Got this thing moved to a different bay. Decided to order an engine hoist and pull this engine out of here. Somebody might want to rebuild it, but the transmission's still good. Steering's still good. Brakes are still good. Didn't want to send all that shit to the junkyard, so got it moved over here, and more room to work, more room for an engine hoist. And new engine hoist should be here tomorrow. So starting to pull some of this stuff off so I can get to it, but not sure if you're gonna be able to see this, but there's more wiring hacks down here. Like this wire, which is a bare splice. Looks like that was into the headlights, and what was the brown wire? Brown wire looks like it was the fog wire light that I cut. So they just hacked this thing up. This is something that goes into the fans. One brown, one red. Anyway, got the rad hoses off. Drain that shit into a pan. Just gotta start disconnecting some of these wires and spin this whole core support out of the way. Still haven't found anyone to evacuate the AC, so I might just leave that charged and swing it all out of the way. Somebody put a new power steering hose on. Fancy clamps. That's probably why this thing was zip tied to the battery. But that hose runs in front of everything else, so I'm going to have to drain that too. Just, the whole thing's just a mess. But it's all coming out, so I don't care. I'm leaving the battery in for now, so if I get to the fuel line, I can drain at least some of the fuel out into a can and save it. I thought there was a full tank, but it's only like a quarter tank. It's still going to be enough to clean some parts up, I guess, but better than nothing. Free parts cleaner. So anyway, back to this wiring nightmare, and I'll get back to you. There's still water coming out, antifreeze. It's nice and blue, clean. Couldn't figure out where it was coming from, but back there's the water neck. Probably a thermostat back there. It's got some fresh goop on it. There's goop on the alternator and the hose. So somebody tried to fix it. And see a little bit of water on the block. And it's just dripping down there. Shit was just pouring out when the car's running, so that's where it was coming from. Thought maybe the block was cracked, but that makes more sense right there. Well, I've got a whole mess of hoses out on the passenger side. Some water, some fuel. Not worth saving, but. And all the wiring for the front passenger side's loose. Not really sure. I ended up cutting this hose. Goes to the... Guess that's the main fuel line. No. That goes to the fuel rail. That went to this one. This, I think, went to the vacuum, maybe? I don't know. I'll just hook some hoses up and see where it comes out when I hook the battery up. So this side's pretty much free. Yeah. Nothing left on this side except the AC. Guess there's an axle back there I gotta take out too, but oh shit, I gotta do the exhaust still too. So guess I can take the belt off, get the alternator out. I don't think that was, the battery light was on the dash, so I'm guessing that's garbage. If I can get the compressor off, power steering pump should just drop down. And all that mess should be out of the way. So maybe I'll start there now. Or maybe I'll finish taking this core support wires off. Got the alternator out, the idler pulley. Got a lot of shit unplugged. Really not sure if I can... I guess I can take this off and drop it down, get it out of the way so I can get the motor out. I'm gonna have to lift the motor over this. I'm not sure how this is gonna go. Or maybe swing it so the transmission comes out first and squeeze between AC line and frame. Oh, I'll figure it out. Yeah, got the alternator out, got all this shit unplugged. Just another mess of wires over here. I was going to try to save the fuel, but I think I'm just going to pull the battery and start yanking those cables out too and not worry about the couple gallons that are in there. Just doesn't seem like it's worth the $10 or $15 to even mess with it. So I hadn't planned on pulling any part of the engine apart, but there's a lot of wiring that goes under the intake. I guess every fuel injector, or maybe this comes off easily. Every fuel injector would have a plug. That's coil packs. There's a whole fuel rail come off. I guess I'll pull the battery out and start on this side now. Try to get more of these wires out. Going pretty good. I haven't cut any wires yet. I only cut the 2 hoses for the fuel line because these were rusted over here. These clamps. This clamp didn't even have any barbs on it, so I couldn't get it off. This hose was already chewed up, so don't feel bad about cutting that. Belt is like new. Yeah, I guess I'm going to start pulling this side apart. Well, that came out pretty much a lot easier than it should have. There's nothing holding the battery tray in. and only the hose clamps holding the airbox in. Not really sure what's supposed to hold it in, but it wasn't there. So that little area is empty now. I think I'm going to be done for today soon, so there's somebody that wants something shipped today. eBay's a great thing, but sometimes pain in the ass when you're busy with something else, but gotta keep people happy. This is looking promising. Just have a lot more wires to get unplugged and get that whole fucking mess out of there. Still not sure what to do with the intake, but I'll probably figure that out tomorrow. Kind of looks like there's just the 2 bolts that hold it on. The whole thing might lift off. I know some of you VW guys that are watching probably laughing at me trying to figure this out, but it's my first time working on one of these things. I usually play with stuff like that. Yeah, I got an Audi back there too, but that's just a toy. That's my guess, just those 2 bolts holding that whole intake on, and I can get that wire harness off underneath it. So, like I said, I'd probably figure that out tomorrow. It's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. The whole engine, I guess. That's probably going to be the coil pack. Where's the starter? Starter's down here. Right here. Kind of looks like the transmission's been all gooped up, so maybe something's been replaced there. This has all been out before. So, anyway, that's going to be it for today. I'll clean some of this shit up and go box some stuff up and get it shipped. Good progress. See you next time.